Hi folks, welcome back. Tonight's video is going to be a little bit different, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. How do you like the finish I got on this knee? That's my Bridgeport I'm repainting. I've got some of the major parts here that I've done. They're sitting over here staged waiting for me to finish the rest. Tackling the column now, and it's a lot more surface area, but I'll get it done. I don't think many people want to watch me just keep painting and sanding and spackling and grinding and painting and sanding and spackling and painting and sanding. So I've come up with a different thing tonight. Tonight I'm going to show you some pictures of the Beast. Now the Beast is a 1943 Rockwell planer. A planer is a machine, well, there's wood planers that most people think about now. This one's a metal planer. It's got a bed that moves, and the tool is held stationary on top, and it removes metal by going back and forth, and that tool sits there. Most of the tools are like a lathe tool. In fact, it even uses Armstrong holders most of the time. Now, the story of how that planer came to live in my shop is long, complicated, but I'm going to make it short. I'm trying. You see, starting about 10 years ago, Richard King held a series of 7 hand scraping classes in my shop. People from all over the world would show up and take the class, three days for some and a whole week for others. One of those people was Andy from Austin. Now, Andy showed up for the first year and he liked it so much he came back for 5 or 6 years straight. But the second year he came back in his little cargo van, and he had a Bridgeport in the back, all torn down, greasy as hell and all this, and he was bound and determined to scrape that thing during this class, completely scrape in a Bridgeport. We had no idea how bad it was or what needed, but he was going to do it. Well, we took it out to my burn pile and degreased it and brought it back in, and Richard started showing us how to measure the geometry on a Bridgeport mill to determine what needed to be fixed, if anything. Well, the bed had a common Bridgeport problem, or any mill actually, if you go to measure them all, was shaped like a banana. It was 10 thousandths higher in the middle than on each end. In the world of machine tools, 10 thousandths is a whole bunch. So Andy was kind of really disappointed. We sit there looking at each other going, you know, how can we fix this? Well, Richard's got 7 hand scrapers in there, powered ones. Man, we could all do that. That was going to take so long. Richard told us the rule of thumb is if it's over 5 thousandths of an inch out, get it planed or ground. So Andy got on the phone, called the Commerce Grinding up in Dallas, came back out with a down look on his face. He was not happy. He says, they want $1,100 just to do the table, plus shipping, no guarantee. Back to the drawing board. So we were sitting there looking at it, and I says, you know, if we had a planer, that's what started it. You know, if we had a planer. So we started looking. I called everybody I knew. I searched in all the things back here. You know, Marketplace wasn't a thing 10 years ago. I got on Practical Machinist, talked to John Oder here in Houston, and John's a very smart, very wise, very experienced person, and he knows everybody. And John, do you know where any planers are? Well, he started giving me some people's names that he knew had a planer back then. So here I am calling these numbers and talking to a lot of widows. Ma'am, do you still have that planer? Click. Finally, a person who wanted to remain anonymous, and to this day we're going to call him Jose, had a friend that lived up there with him, and we're going to call him Hose B. Anyway, Jose sends me an email and we start talking on the phone. He says, "What do you want with a planer?" And I told him. And he says, "I have one. It's in Kansas on my wheat farm." I said, "Great, we'll be up." "Well, whoa. I said, "How much do you want for it, and when can I come get it?" He says, "Well, before we talk about that, I want to know, what are you going to do with it? Can you take care of it? Can you transport? And can you fix it and put it into operation? I don't want you selling it for scrap metal or keeping it for a year and getting rid of it. I want to know it's going to a good home." So we told him all that, and Andy and I jumped in my truck. Well, first off, my wife says, "No, you're not getting a planer. No way in hell. No." Told Andy. And I said, "She doesn't want me putting out any money." And Andy said, "I'll pay for it." The man was giving us a really good deal. "I'll pay all the costs." My wife said, "Okay. But if I don't like it, it's got to leave." Well, Andy and I jumped in my big pickup and pulled a 24-foot long bumper pull trailer all the way to almost Nebraska. And late at that night, we got into the farm and we were sitting there. The man took us out to a tractor shed and showed us the planer. Well, Andy was sitting there looking at the top of the head way up there. It's about 9 feet in the air. And he jumped up on top of the bed and was walking around. He said, any machine you can walk on the bed is a beast. And that's the beast stuck. The farmer had put it there when he had bought it out of a machine shop somewhere and covered it in a real heavy coat of oil, and it had dust on it and everything. And we said, "We'll take it." This is a video that you're seeing here playing of us loading the thing up and getting it over to the scale. We wanted to know how much it weighed. Taking the column to be weighed so we know how much weight we're going to have on the trailer. We're going to take it over to his grain scale. Hoping that it's under 11,000 pounds so it fits on our trailer. Nice, it was 7,083 pounds.
See the readout on the building?
Ah. $17, $29, $32, $36, $33, $34. Perfect. 7,600 pounds on the dot. Now, once we got this all loaded up, we put the power pack and the column on my trailer, and the farmer had a scale. So we went over to the scale to weigh it and see what it weighed, because I was kind of concerned about all the weigh stations coming back, and even though I'm a private vehicle, you never can be too careful. Well, my license at the time was good for 26,000 pounds, combination of everything. We were about 300 pounds underneath that, so good to go. Until I got to the Oklahoma-Kansas line, and there's this big flashing sign at a weigh stage that says, pull in, pull in, pull in. Got up there and another sign says, bring your logbooks, bill of ladings, and come to the office. We walked into the office and I said, I don't know what to tell you, but I don't have a logbook. I don't have a bill of lading. This is an old antique machine that we're privately putting back together for our home shop. The guy looked at it, he says, but you weigh 26,200 pounds. And I said, yes, sir. He looked back and he says, you weigh 26,200 pounds. I said, well, my license in Texas is good for 26.5. What's the problem? He says, here in Kansas, we regulate at 5,000 pounds. I looked at Andy and looked back at it. I said, well, I don't know what to tell you. We're not doing this in commerce. I'm legal in Texas. And he says, looks at my truck on the camera again, and he looks at me and he looks back and he says, well, go on, get out of here. Thank you, sir. I looked back at Andy and I said, should I tell him? And Andy said, yeah. And I said, sir, this is the first load. I'm going to be coming back here in about 2 weeks for the rest of the machine. If I get pulled over again by your sign, what should I do? And he thought about it, looked at me and looked at it. He says, well, if I see you going by, I'm not going to chase you down. So, needless to say, we went a different way going to through Oklahoma that time. Anyway, that's how it got here. Before the planer idea came about, I'd been building a 20 by 40 add-on to my 40 by 40 shop. And that part was going to be the wood shop, where all my woodworking stuff was going to be. Keep all the sawdust out of here. And I didn't really have a place to put the planer, because this thing takes a lot of space. You know, you need at least 10 feet in width and 30 feet in length to put this machine in place and operate it. Plus, it's over 10 foot tall. Well, my main building's got a 14-foot tall door, and we could have just put it together and rolled it in and been done with it and been okay. But I really didn't want it out here. I wanted it in a climate-controlled area, because when you're scraping things like that, it's nice to have everything at the same temperature. Wild swings between 105 and 30 are not good. So I made the decision to put it in the new addition. Only problem was, because of the roof sloped down, I was only able to put a 10-foot tall door in there, and I couldn't get that machine under that door if it was all together.
I put them on the pipe?
Wait till we get down to near the ground. Boom in.
We probably need another pipe down here.
Guys, I don't want to move it any farther.
Until we get the
Well, both pulling that down, and I'm not going to pick up on this ram. This will be it, so we're okay right here.
okay.
We can push from there. So let's unrig. handle there? Yeah. So they kind of lean forward to you some. Okay, there's one. See that up there? Can you push it away for about 4 inches? This way. Right, put it down. Hold on, hold on. Come on down, Louise. Well, it's hitting the pipe. It's hitting the pipe over here. Let me get a board. Andy, or somebody, give me that super 4 right there on the wall. Do not get under this thing. Long one. You want me to get close up and die so you can have this. Hey, good morning. All right. Fish.
What's about?
Tell the crane driver to drop it down about 3 inches. Just go like this, and then do like this when it's time to stop. Okay. I'm fine. Come on down. I got it. Okay, that's good enough now.
You been a flag?
Okay. Down. Down. Stop. Now, I gotta measure some stuff real quick. Where's the tape measure?
Right here. Here you go.
Like Jose did some barbed wire. Or, not barbed wire, but nailing wire.
That's a washout here, pretty good.
Why?
Washout.
This was all upset on the back side. We couldn't get to it.
It is what it is.
Compared to what it was, 1,000 times better. Okay. Okay, I want him to come to the north.
North? How much? Wait.
About a foot. Just keep coming until I tell you to stop him.
You going the wrong way?
This way. That's good? Andy, I'm gonna need your help.
Okay.
Now, I don't recommend doing this except as a last resort. My roof's still leaking. Now, I've hunted that leak for years. Gonna put a new whole section in there, get rid of it for good pretty quick. Well, that's how we got it down here and how we got it put into my shop. In the upcoming videos on it, I'm going to go through all the old stuff and recombine them and make them shorter. Yeah. So that you'll see how we ran the electricity and what all I had to do to make it work. Now, that planer was kind of a group effort. There were a lot of people that donated a lot of time and money to make it all happen. And I still thank you all to this day. You know, when you have to buy 75 gallons of hydraulic fluid, it gets expensive. I got to change the oil in this one because that damn roof leaked into the tank and I didn't know about it. Thanks for watching.